Hi there, I'm really close to release the first demo on Steam and I passed the last days programming the way I can show you the screens and the attributes, the stats and everything. And that's one of the most important things that they gave me as a feedback because at the very beginning of the game it's a bit overwhelming because there are a lot of information during the character creation section. So I'm going to make a few update about how it works, and I'm going to show you how useful is each skill and attribute and implant, and guide you during this process to make easy the things and to show you how useful is each part of the game. So the first thing you need to know is that I'm taking the useful or useless of each attribute based on the many times that you can use it. So maybe there's an attribute that it's only used twice, but it's so important, or maybe there's another one that you can use it a lot of times and it's mostly irrelevant. Even with that, I try to make a perfect balance, but it's impossible because there are a lot of attributes and they are not so easy to use in every circumstance. So even with that, I'm doing my best to show a balance and to create a balance, but it's almost impossible to get it. So you need to know that there are three different prologues: the alcoholic, the upright, and the adulterer, and that's the number of uses that you have of all the skills. So in the alcoholic you have 14, in the upright you have 47, in the adulterer 29. In the first case, it's second chance, you have 72 uses, and in total right now in the demo it's 162 uses for all of the skills. So let's start. When you start creating your character, that's you, the first thing that you need to do is to create the name. It's irrelevant. I mean, it's only for you. You can even, as you can see, you can even take by default Riker and the surname Void. So yeah, it's correct. Blah 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 blah. Now the first thing, and it's one of the most important decisions, it's to choose the trait. It's the very beginning of the game. It has different stories. You can choose three different stories and three different characters behaviors, standards. So the alcoholic, it's someone that is a troublemaker. He's always creating troubles and he has no hesitation to create delicate situations, to fight directly, to break the law even. So it's like really close to a criminal. Then is the upright. It's just the opposite. It's like a superhero that he tries to punish the wicked and and I don't know, to solve cases at his own, and his morale is really strong and inflexible, so no one can deceive him or coerce him. So it's a really cool character. I think this is like the canon character, but I'm not sure right now. And the last one is Adulterer. This is like the most charismatic and charming character. He's always on. It's a ladies' man. He always wants to flirt with women, and it's a more narrative character. Maybe not the most useful, but it's fun to play with him. So as you can see here, uh, here there are three uses of the alcoholic. I 4 uses of alcoholic, 6 uses of adulterer, and 4 uses of upright. That means that literally adulterer is the most useful, but as I said, it's not really the most relevant. In this case, I think the three starting points are really similar. So you can choose wherever you want. In this case, I'm going to choose upright, blah 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 blah. So now we're going to the first attribute that it's sight, hearing, smell, touch, and taste. They work as you can expect. As you can see, taste is to 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 taste, touch. It's so obvious. So In this case, of course, sight is the most important, almost. No, yeah, it's the most important attribute because you have 9 opportunities to use sight. You have 1 opportunity for hearing, 3 for smell, 1 for touch, and 0 for taste. I want to try to change that, but right now I have no opportunities to taste things during the game. So I don't care. Let's choose blah blah blah. Now we're moving to the main points. It's charisma. Of course, it's the classic use of charisma. You can use it to manipulate, to persuade, to deceive the other people. Knowledge. It's how smart and you are. It's really important, I think. And now it's logic. Logic. It's like to cheat because if you have a strong logic, the game is giving you a lot of clues that you maybe don't know but your own. So it's like the cheater attribute, but it's useful and it's interesting to play with logic too. So as you can see, these 3 attributes are pretty balanced. There are 12 charisma, 13 knowledge, and 13 logic. So each attribute is really important, and you can play with different strategies, but at the end they're all useful at the same level. And now we're going to the body attributes. Strength, it's to fight in hand-to-hand combat, to move heavy things, to lift things, and the classic about strength. Dexterity, it's to use firearms and to be more agile, more stealthy. And defense, it's of course to defend yourself at any problem that you're going to have. In this case, you can see there are 5 points to strength, 2 to dexterity, and 4 to defense. So strength and defense are more useful than dexterity right now. So I'm going to choose blah, blah, blah. Now we're talking big things right now. We're going to the implants. This is a cyberpunk game, and of course your character has different implants. These are more delicate because they are you can only choose 2, and there are a lot, and they have different uses. So for example, Predator Vision is a classic, you know, like the movie of the with that name, Predator, that you can see with forensic vision, night vision, infrared vision. It's a really useful implant. Sonar, it's of course a sonar, so you can map the area, finding clues or hidden things. Subdermal filter, it's to analyze the gas or anything with your nose. Dermal sensor, it's the same, but with your touch. You touch a thing and you have an analysis about what are you touching. Sample analyzer, it's to get DNA samples. Voice modulator, I think this is the very most interesting and fun implant because allows you to speak like with an AI controlling your voice, and you can say the correct things to be more friendly, to be more effective with the charisma, but it could fail a lot. So it's fun to use voice modulator. Link, it's like having internet in your head, so it's really useful. Processor, it's the same cheating implant that allows you to get extra clues. Synthetic muscles, it's to have more strength. It's really useful too. Neural speed, it's the same but for reflexes, coordination, and dexterity. And fiber skin, it's like having an armor in your skin, and it's really important. So let's see. Predator Vision has 4 uses. Sonar 2, subdermal filter 3, dermal sensor 1, sample analyzer 0, voice modulator, as I said, it's one of the most useful, 12 uses. Link 13, processor 13, synthetic muscle 7, neural speed 2, and fiber skin 4. That means that these 3 are the most useful. The mind, because the game, it's a visual novel, so the narrative part is the most important, the conversations. So it's obvious that we are not here to fight and to kill things, but to speak, to find, to inquire about clues and things. So it's obvious that these 3 are the most important uh, implants that you can have. And for, in my opinion, the best one it's voice modulator, sorry, and after that maybe link, because allows you to have a lot of extra info. So okay, let's take voice modulator link. Now we're going the to the skills. These skills, you have 3 to choose between all of these skills, and this is like you are skillful into something: human anatomy, firearms, arcade. They're so obvious: art, gangs, biology, locksmith, corpo, blah blah blah. So the thing with that skills is that you don't need to dice the roll to use that. So if you have a human anatomy, every time you see an human anatomy point that you can use it, you have a complete and absolute success. You don't need to roll the dice, and it's like giving you an extra opportunity. If you fail with the other things, you have this, but they are they're really hard to use because they are so specific. For example, locksmith, you can use locksmith every time, but there are some opportunities. And as you can see here, mechanics has 0, biology 0, and firearms 0. But you have electronics, forgery, computer science, that the most important skills that you can use in the game. So if you want to go for everything right now, this is the most important. I think that all related with technology, electronics, computer science, it's obviously the most important, because we're living in a cyberpunk world and everything is about technology. So I don't care these ones. And now that's the result. There are a few more shadowless skills that I don't want to talk because they're a bit spoiler, but at the end you have a pretty balanced setting for these skills. And that's mostly everything. So you need to have that in mind if you want to create your character. And as you can see, I try to make a perfect balance. It's impossible because there are a lot of skills and a lot of attributes and things to and implants, but I'm doing a really hard work to make a balance and to show you that even if you choose something that it's useless, you have an opportunity to use it. So right now, that's everything for the demo. I'm expecting to create the Steam page in a few days or even hours, and I hope you like it. If you have any questions, and remember that this is only for the demo, because as the game progresses, the things are going to change, and some of these implants that right now are useless maybe later on are so important. So that's all for now. I hope you like it, and remember to subscribe and ask any question that you have. Bye bye.